So the other day I get this comment from someone who's like, oh, you're always talking about the same thing. It's so boring. That's why I unsubscribed. And you're probably wondering, like, why would I bring that up? But it's actually really funny. So come along with me on this little journey and tell me if any of this sounds familiar. Hey, welcome to Disney Springs. Today I'm here because my Walt Disney World annual pass has expired and I tried to renew it online because you should be able to renew it online. But Disney was like, not today, kept sending me some error messages. So I figured, let's come straight to the source. I live nearby. Sounds a lot like what I said the other day when I was at Universal, right? I even went all in. We got a baseball jersey today. This is a Walt Disney World one, though. Last time I was wearing Batman, so. I mean, I guess I'm not trying that hard to be repetitive, but I don't know. I still think today's gonna be a good day. Also, we're gonna grab some breakfast, so. You ready? Let's go. All right, so now that we're in, before we actually make our way over to the ticket center, I want to explain what the situation is. So if you have a Walt Disney World annual pass and you need to renew it, you're gonna be able to do that online or in the My Disney Experience app. And generally speaking, it's pretty easy. You can just poke a few buttons and you're good to go. But this time, for me, for whatever reason, it didn't go so smoothly. Basically, I poked what I needed to poke, got myself all the way to the point where it was time for me to pay, and then it just sat there for like ever. Finally, something loaded, but it was just a message saying, hey, that might have gone through, but it might not have gone through, so check your email. And you know, for me, I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna try and do that again and accidentally get charged twice. So I figure I'll give it some time and then I'll just come here to Disney Springs and get it squared away. So that's what we're doing today. It's our first order of business, and then we're gonna make our way back this direction for breakfast. Sound like a good plan? Sounds like a good plan to me. Also, in an attempt to not be too repetitive today, she said with a healthy heaping of snark, we're not gonna do any shopping. I mean, we were just here the other day. And while there might be some new merchandise kind of floating around, I feel like we've seen pretty much everything there is to see. You know, everything I wanted to keep an eye out for. So strictly business today, plus breakfast. Which is business? I think it is. I mean, it's the most important meal of the day. I mean, that's what all the commercials say. All right, so that's the direction we're headed. The Disney Ticket Center, but it is currently 3 minutes until they open. Yes, I am here bright and early because they've had some pretty hefty lines in there and I want to try and avoid them if I can. And the best way to do that is everybody together now. Get here early. Exactly. So we're gonna make our way kind of past the ticket center, see if we can find some shade, and then just wait for it to open up.
A few moments later.
All right, 3 minutes. It took 3 minutes to accomplish that, which, as it turns out, is less time than it took for Disney to send me the error message. Wild, right? But everything's good to go. For those of you who have been wondering, I did downgrade from the Incredipass to the Pixie Pass. That with the photo package, memory maker, whatever, and the water park, it's like $99 for each of those. My renewal cost, $603. Not bad. There are blackout dates, can't go on the weekends, no big deal. We got Universal, we got the water parks, no blackout dates for that. So, you know, worth noting. Anyway, breakfast. Doing something a little bit different for breakfast today. Oh, hold on a second though. I want to turn this direction and show you the line for Gideon's at 10:03. You can see this is where the line normally is. No line. You know, one of the things that I see people repeat on social media ad nauseum is how out of control the line is for Gideon's here at Disney Springs. And don't get me wrong, there can be quite the line. But a lot of people take pictures of the line and they talk about it first thing in the morning before it even opens. You know, they'll show how the line like stretches all the way past Morimoto Asia. And yeah, that's true. That is the line at 9:45, but Gideon's doesn't open till 10. So no one's moving because it's not open yet. It's just another one of those things you gotta be aware of, you know? You gotta understand what it is that you're seeing when you're seeing viral, shareable, shocking stuff on the internet. Sometimes it's not really telling the full story. Speaking of the full story, I said we're getting breakfast, and we're gonna do that right over here at Summer House on the lake. I always want to say by the lake, but no, it's summer house on the lake. But we're not going to sit down. We don't have a reservation. We're going to get a grab and go breakfast. Now, I noticed that they were offering this the other day. As I wandered through here, I saw this sign and I thought, ooh, that's interesting. We have a few options. We have a cinnamon roll, a breakfast taco, a bacon, egg, and cheese, fresh fruit, and granola. So I think we need to get the breakfast taco and the bacon, egg, and cheese. Plus, Russ wants a brownie. So, all right, well, we have our breakfast here. I did get the breakfast taco as well as the breakfast sandwich, and I got a brownie because Russ wanted that. I also got a citrus blondie. We're gonna try that together too. But first, let's tear into these sandwiches, or, you know, I say sandwiches, but sandwich and taco. So here is the taco. It's nice and hot. And, oh, okay, here we go. Thought they forgot it there for a second. Here is the bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. This one is piping hot. And then we have, looks like ketchup. Yeah, it's definitely ketchup. I don't know if I need any ketchup in my life with a breakfast taco or sandwich. I will say this, it is already so hot and humid. Oh my goodness. We have been having a bit of a heat wave here. It has been like super hot for this time of year, and I am feeling it today. So bear with me as my face completely melts off in front of you. Let's start with this bacon breakfast taco. I could have just gotten this with egg and cheese, but I figured let's go all in. Get the bacon. Let's crack it open here. Now, I don't know if this is new. I haven't seen a sign for this before, and I've been here before and I've never seen like the little display where they had breakfast, and there was like a little hot case right there. So it looks like there are two in here. They're kind of small, but that's perfect. It's wrapped up nice. Kind of looks like a burrito there, which is good. You know, like I like breakfast tacos, but burritos are a little bit nicer because they keep everything contained. Let's take a bite. That is so good. We've got cheese, we've got bacon, we've got eggs, and it's like, it's nicely seasoned without being like over the top, you know? That is really good. But we have to try the breakfast sandwich as well. I want to tell you how much this cost. Hold on. Oh, did I not get my receipt? Wish I had gotten my receipt. But we can reference back to the sign when we walked past it. I want to say that this was like $4 for one, $5 for the other. So not bad. Affordable, which is great. Grab and go, which is also nice. You know, we only do so much when it comes to like sit down restaurants. And that's just because we like to be on our feet, you know? We like to go places and do things. Not that we don't like sit down restaurants, you know, we do, but more often than not, I feel like this is the type of thing that you're eating when you're on vacation, you know? Like maybe you do a table service, but you know, you wanna enjoy your time. This is what I wanna eat when I enjoy my time. Anyway, here is our breakfast sandwich, bacon, egg, and cheese. This does not look that impressive, but doesn't have to look impressive to be delicious, so let's take a bite. Now this is a really good breakfast sandwich. We got thick bacon, we've got egg, we've got cheese, nice bun. You know, I mean, what more can you ask for? This doesn't have like the seasoning that we have on the tacos, which makes sense, you know, but I do like the flavor of the bun. That turns this into something that is like the same as this, but different, you know? I'll tell you what though, I'm gonna finish off this taco before we move on. Got some peppers in there. I really like this. Both are good, but this, ooh, even got a little bit of heat. That's nice. Oh, but wait, we have to try the citrus blondie. Now, listen, I know a lot of people talk about the cookies and everything that they have over at Gideon's. They got some great stuff. I love what they have over at Gideon's, but they have some awesome stuff here as well. I love their brownies, and their blondies are amazing too. So when I saw that they had a citrus one, I was like, well, we have got to try that. So here it is. Doesn't really look like much of anything beyond a blondie, but let's take a bite. There's no way around it. That blondie is delicious. I wish it had more citrus flavor. It doesn't. It's like a hint. Captain's log. See, we're back at it again. So they actually gave me a citrus blondie and a regular blondie. What we tried was the regular blondie. I just took a bite of the citrus blondie. This is good. It's very citrusy. Has that like lemon pie filling thing going on. Good. I like it. Wouldn't get it again. You know? Also, I don't know what's going on here, but back to whatever we were doing a second ago. One way or another though, delicious. Now I'm not gonna break into the brownie. We've tried that before. It's really good. It's also gluten-free, which is nice for some of you guys out there, but I'm gonna finish this up and then I think it might be time to head out. So this is the part of our regularly scheduled program where we banter a little bit before we head out. But unfortunately I ran into some audio issues, so here we are. Anyway, a few things that I want to touch on before I go, okay? First and foremost, we check the sign again. $7.95 for the sandwich, $4.95 for the tacos, except if you get them with bacon, it's an extra $1, which, just to be fair, I don't really appreciate that they didn't tell me it was an extra $1 when I ordered. They just asked me if I wanted bacon or if I didn't want bacon, so I don't like when they do that. I've had that happen before elsewhere. I don't like it there. I don't like it here. So it would have been great if they would have just mentioned that. $1 isn't a huge deal, but if you're on a tight budget, it might be. So worth mentioning, just be aware of that. I felt like the sandwich was a little overpriced for what it was, but then when I got home and I asked Russ, he was like, no, spot on. So I'd love to hear your thoughts if you agree with me or if you agree with Russ. Speaking of hearing your thoughts, I'd love to know if this is something that you've tried or if it's something that you will try when you're in the area, if you want to grab some breakfast from Disney Springs. So let us know in a comment down below. But I think that's all for now. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope that you had fun, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. It's going to be a good time. Until then, stay cool, stay hydrated, and, enjoy yourself. See you guys soon.